coated the roads, and now Sault Ste. Marie, you're seeing snow, but we have freezing rain in the south. Windsor's already started to see it. The pink showing the freezing rain starting to shift in as the day goes on. This will continue, so there's warnings for it. London, Hamilton, Niagara included in the freezing rain warning. Now in the orange color, or sort of yellow color, we have Barrie, Toronto, over towards Ottawa in a weather advisory. That's because we don't just have freezing rain in there, we've got ice pellets mixed in with freezing rain as well. So as this morning commute goes on, we unfortunately have very messy weather. It'll generally be ice pellets to start in the Greater Toronto area, changing over to freezing rain by the afternoon. So this will be ongoing through the day. Several hours of freezing rain or ice pellets, and then it starts to dissipate as the evening approaches. But this will definitely slick up the roads. We're looking at ice accretion, so that is the ice building up on those surfaces, those power lines, of a general 5 to 10 millimeters here in southern Ontario, but 10 to 15 in the hardest hit areas. So this definitely could cause some power outages as the day goes on, and it will cause issues on the roads for the evening as it starts to leave the area. Incoming next, another system that provides a chance of freezing rain once again. Let's find out how this looks for Quebec.
The weather pattern this week in Quebec has seemed almost a little bit more spring-like. And while temperatures aren't that mild, we certainly have been seeing a bit more of a roller coaster ride temperature-wise. Freezing precipitation in the form of freezing rain has made difficult travel.
And then we look at you in Atlantic Canada. Today you've got light flurries, but special weather statements across the maritime provinces for this incoming system, bringing patchy freezing rain really overnight hours into that Friday morning commute. Quick look at your temperatures here. Toronto sitting at -2. That's why we're seeing the ice pellets and the freezing rain. Montreal, light snow for you at -8. And I just want to mention through cottage country in Ontario today, it's generally going to be a few centimeters of snow. And you go for a skate. Thanks for joining us. I'm meteorologist Nicole Karkic. We had freezing rain in Sault Ste. Marie earlier this week. Now we get it in southern Ontario today, and it can be very dangerous. So there are warnings in place. Winds are over towards Hamilton. Toronto's included, Ottawa as well, in a weather advisory. And that means not just freezing rain, but also ice pellets mixed in there today. Now the freezing rain has already started in the Windsor area. That's what the pink means on the radar. We do have snow moving into Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury, and Parry Sound today. It's only going to be a few centimeters. The bigger story is definitely in the south. Now, this freezing rain and ice pellets event is coming in just in time for the morning commute. So it's slicking up your roads before you're maybe heading out the door in Hamilton, the Greater Toronto area. So generally it's ice pellets to start in the Greater Toronto region, switching over to freezing rain by the afternoon. So this is the kind of day where if you can stay off the roads, please do so. Even stay off the sidewalks because they can be very slippery too. As we head into the evening hours for the Kingston area, you'll be seeing the freezing rain, and it's snow mixed in with freezing rain for Ottawa there. Now I do want to mention this. We are seeing very high amounts of ice accretion. So that is the ice building up on our surfaces. A line from London to Hamilton, Niagara, 10 to 15 millimeters or more. So that can result in isolated power outages. So let's see how we can prepare for an ice storm. All right, so keep that in mind for you in Ontario, even parts of Quebec. Going to see some patchy freezing rain through tomorrow. And beginning as early as the evening hours, we are going to see Thursday night into Friday freezing rain across the maritime provinces. So not warnings yet. We do have special weather statements ahead of it to get you ready. Today, just some light snow, some cloud cover, but then that incoming system through Thursday night for you to get ready for in the East Coast.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for any of the first responders that will be out there attending to some crashes, people plowing the roads, cleaning up the driveways. It is not going to be a fun day today. Freezing rain warnings are in place from Windsor all the way out to Toronto. I want to show you what the roads are looking like this morning. It is an awful commute for many people. Picture. So any of these surfaces that are not treated, things are not going to be looking safe and not easy to navigate today. This here is our radar, and you can see snow to the north. Barrie has been sort of mixing in between ice pellets back to snow. South of that, that's where we've been getting ice pellets as well as freezing rain. When we talk about ice accretion, how much of that freezing rain will build up? You know, and it looks all pretty on the trees. It can go from pretty to dangerous very fast. About 5 to 10 millimeters for Toronto, upwards of 15 down through Hamilton and Brantford. In these regions, this is where we could be seeing some isolated power outages. This is a prolonged event, and we are looking at another round of active weather moving in for tomorrow as well. This evening, still holding on to the freezing rain. It clears out overnight tonight, but then wait for it. This is the next one. And late morning, we could see a little bit of freezing rain within the GTA. Better chance of freezing rain north of Cottage Country. Heavy snow well to the north, and temperatures rise for us, and we get a ton of rain tomorrow, followed by colder air coming in through Friday. We love when you can connect with us here at the Weather Network. This is where you can find us today. I know, Michelle, I do the same thing. You want to say it's freezing cold at 10 degrees, but then you think of everybody in Edmonton, in Regina, in Calgary today. The polar vortex certainly is with them, and an ice storm is with us. The road conditions are looking awful today, and I just want to show you the radar here because this pink color here, that's the freezing rain. It is really now widespread right across the south. Barrie has been sort of mixing in and out the ice pellets to snow. Potentially, you could run into some freezing rain today, too, up in Barrie. Now, I want to show you the difference here. Look at that off-ramp there. You can see without as much heat from the cars and traction from the cars really mixing things up, it is just a sheet of ice now. I've been hearing that off towards the 403 through Highway 6 north and south. They've been having to shut down that on and off ramp because the conditions are just so bad. So this is a storm that you don't want to travel in. Many school closures and school bus cancellations today, and certainly for good reason. We are going to be seeing this awful weather continuing into the afternoon. We're going to hold on to it into the evening as well. The ice pellets move out towards Kingston as we go throughout the afternoon. And when we talk about ice accretion, so that's the buildup of ice on untreated surfaces, about 5 to 10 for Toronto, 15 plus down through the Hamilton region. You're right, Michelle, and that's why we're telling people, stay off the roads. Don't travel if you don't have to. If you can work from home, do it. Many schools canceled today, and I want to show you what some of the conditions look like. The freezing rain warnings, clearer maybe to the eye. However, to the driver, no. And that's why freezing rain is just so tricky. You were looking at freezing rain there. It falls as liquid and then freezes on contact. We can't see it as easily as the ice pellets. Please slow down. Take your time today. Freezing rain is a big story, and many regions will transition over into freezing rain. For example, that shot that I was showing you at Yonge looks very icy. All the ice pellets just packed into the highway. This region is likely going to see freezing rain on top of that. Imagine trying to get traction in those kinds of conditions. Not a good setup right now at all. About 10 to 15 millimeters of accretion down through the Hamilton region. That means the freezing rain falling as liquid and then building up as ice. When we see it build up as ice on tree limbs, on power lines, we could be dealing with some isolated power outages today. Quickly, it builds up on untreated surfaces like your car, for example. Many people, I'm sure, will roll down the windshield and still have that sheet of ice. It's fun to punch it through, right? As we get you into this evening, -3, the freezing rain is still with us. And then guess what? We've got another system hot on its heels as we head into tomorrow. You got it, Michelle. Halton, Peel, Waterloo, Niagara, Hamilton. No school for those kids today. So it's a Netflix kind of day today. Feels pretty cozy to be on the inside, I have to say. Those wind gusts are going to be strong today, and we're really looking at strong winds all week. We are in an active pattern, and this is the system we're dealing with today. We got another one coming in tomorrow, and was talking to Dr. Doug about the long-range pattern. Looks like we could see some snow to end off the weekend as well. So there is a lot of active weather to come. But let's focus on the here and now, okay? I want to show you what the roads are looking like. Not a great commute this morning, so please, if you can stay home, it is a great idea to do so. This is a live look at the radar. We continue to watch the ice pellets and the freezing rain spread across southern Ontario. The ice pellets, essentially, it is cold enough in the atmosphere for that raindrop to form as a ball of ice and then fall. Freezing rain, the difference is it falls as liquid, then freezes on contact, and that's when we start to get ice accretion. So ice building up on power lines, on your driveway, on your car, for example. I know quite a few people have been taking pictures of the car this morning and the car handle sort of cracking open as all of that ice peels off the car. The ice pellets, that risk moves a little further east as we go into the afternoon. Freezing rain remains widespread. Looks like into the Niagara region, we could get just a little bit warmer and you would just transition over into some regular rain, but for the most part, Freezing rain is the name of the game today. Widespread, prolonged freezing rain. And that's exactly why we're in storm watch here at the Weather Network. Yeah, it's going to be hard for any of the first responders that will be out there attending to some crashes, people plowing the roads, cleaning up the driveways. It is not going to be a fun day today. Freezing rain warnings are in place from Windsor all the way out to Toronto. I want to show you what the roads are looking like this morning. It is an awful commute for many people. Picture. So any of these surfaces that are not treated, things are not going to be looking safe and not easy to navigate today. This here is our radar, and you can see snow to the north. Barrie has been sort of mixing in between ice pellets back to snow. South of that, that's where we've been getting ice pellets as well as freezing rain. When we talk about ice accretion, how much of that freezing rain will build up? You know, and it looks all pretty on the trees. It can go from pretty to dangerous very fast. About 5 to 10 millimeters for Toronto, upwards of 15 down through Hamilton and Brantford. In these regions, this is where we could be seeing some isolated power outages. This is a prolonged event, and we are looking at another round of active weather moving in for tomorrow as well. This evening, still holding on to the freezing rain. It clears out overnight tonight, but then wait for it. This is the next one. And late morning, we could see a little bit of freezing rain within the GTA. Better chance of freezing rain north of Cottage Country. Heavy snow well to the north, and temperatures rise for us, and we get a ton of rain tomorrow, followed by colder air coming in through Friday. We love when you can connect with us here at the Weather Network. This is where you can find us today.
Thanks for joining us on The Brief. I'm Nicole Karkic with Chris Murphy as always. Rachel shoots it in for Emily Vukovic today, and it is What Would You Do Wednesday. So let's check out this video and decide. What would you do in this situation? So the Pacific Northwest got hit with heavy snow and cold temperatures. So here's how people were getting around. You would.
I would, absolutely. This looks like so much fun. He's even got his ski goggles on, like he's going to get a wind chill or something. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. So getting creative. So let's say that your main, this is our poll question today, your main form of transportation is not available, whether it's public transit, car, whatever. Would you've got to get to work, school, whatever the case may be, would you take out the skis? Would you take out the skates? Are you going to call in sick or other? We want to hear.
I think a lot of people probably called in sick today.
70% said that they're going to call in sick instead of doing something else.
Where's our creativity?
Well, hey, there were some creative answers, guys. Robert said, I ride my motorcycle to work regardless of the weather. Yeah. You go, Robert. I like Chris, I sail, but then I'm in Costa Rica.
You know what I tried recently is fat biking. So the bikes that are really a fat tire and it can go in the snow, that would be a good option.
Yeah.
That is a good option.
See, I like that. Snowshoeing. That would be a great one, too.
Okay, well, people might be grabbing their skates because we've had freezing rain already today in parts of Ontario. I'm going to tell you why I think it's so dangerous.
Implications on the roads, but once you get more than 10 millimeters, then we're talking about potentially significant power outages.
Absolutely. And your driveways coming home could be really slick, so be careful out there. Now your locals.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for any of the first responders that will be out there attending to some crashes, people plowing the roads, cleaning up the driveways. It is not going to be a fun day today.